Alright, hello and welcome. This is Texas Grandma beginning a bit of a project here to put together a tutorial for playing this game on Critical Level 1. I'm hoping this will function as both a tutorial for the Level 1 New Game Speedrun and also a showcase of tips and tricks that would help for casual play. Because there's been a lot of work that's gone into not just finding the most efficient route, but finding like the easiest ways to get a lot of power quickly and deal with certain fights and such. If you are trying to get into DDD speedrunning, this is not the place to start. You should start in my beginner new game tutorial, which is also on this channel. I'm going to have to do this in multiple parts. I'm not trying to do a whole bunch of preamble to this, so I think I'm just going to get into it. You will start your timer on confirming new game settings. 3, 2, 1, go. We are going to skip some cutscenes. Cutscene skips are slow. Gonna mash circle through most of these tutorials. Now let's talk about Ursula. Okay, I'm getting not a great pattern here. So that's the first bit of tech for this fight, is that you want to fit in quick blitz on the second hit of your combo, especially if you end up getting pulled into the air. That'll allow you to extend the combo, get in a combo finisher for a little extra damage. I'm now gonna pop my commands. Backing up a little bit can help you. I'm gonna make a bit of a judgment call there. I've already taken a hit. You can only really tank one hit in this fight. If Riku heals me, then I'll be able to tank an extra hit, but until that happens, I'm gonna play it safe. We do need the... Okay, very good. I managed to avoid a DM. If you get a DM, you could reset. You could also just eat it and, throw out your blizzards, throw out your fires. Might be able to kill during the DM if her health is low enough. There isn't really a consistent way of getting DM skip. It kind of depends on how aggressive Riku is, helping you get staggers and all that stuff. Important thing is to not die, though. If you don't die, then you probably did pretty alright. This is the kind of theme with a lot of fights in this run. You're gonna have to really know how to improvise and make snap judgments about what's the best play. How are you best gonna use your commands. Dives you should already know, just in case some crazy motherfucker is here trying to start out DDD speedrunning with level 1 for the first time. That's not good. Let's restart just to show off what the dive should look like. Bonking is bad. Bonking is like a second and a half of time lost every time. You need to get an A rank on every dive throughout the run. On easier difficulties, it is just an optimization. You can get through the run without dive wing at the end. It'll just lose you time on final fights. On crit level 1, it is an absolute necessity. You cannot, you will not make it through endgame fights without dive wing. You need every single bit of magic point in your stats that you can get. The way I do this dive is very specific and highly optimized. If you're having trouble getting to A rank, I would recommend going out of your way to get all the rings of points at the beginning. And also just going for more points in general, playing things a little more safe. Because this is one I will end up resetting too every now and again if something goes a little bit wrong, it takes just a little bit too long. But that was a pretty optimal dive. It's more or less what you want that to look like if you're trying to go as fast as possible. And something you can do early in the run here is you can open the menu early and equip EXP 0. I'm not going to do that, just for purposes of demonstrating the optimal way to equip EXP 0, which will be in a menu later. But there will be some tutorial fights that we're going to skip here. If you accidentally take the fight, then you could get a level up. That would invalidate your level 1 run. That would be unfortunate. So while starting out, you can equip EXP 0 early just to make sure you're not losing runs to accidentally hitting level 2 as Riku later or whatever. But for our purposes, I'm going to show what the real gamers do. You're going to be hitting X on that memento pop-up in order to take the tutorial fight. Yeah, more on equipping EXP 0 later, I guess. You just quit out of this. It skips the fight. Alright, we are going to make our first spirit. We are hoping that this Meow Wow has blue eyes. Very good. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of petting Dream Eaters in this run. There are a lot of Dream Eaters we are going to make that will require very specific dispositions. I have to get certain abilities that we can grab from the link board or for their combat use. I would recommend going to the Kingdom Hearts wiki and just like developing your own methods of knowing like which way of petting a Dream Eater to get from X disposition to Y works for you. I will be detailing the things that work for me as we go through. First couple are pretty simple though, luckily. For Meow Wow, it's just you'll poke the face unless its eyes are purple, in which case you'll have to poke the tail, which is a little more cumbersome. Yeah, that's it. We get out of the first district. Heading right into Riku's dive. Whenever there's multiple enemies in a dive, you want to take them out with single diving strikes as much as possible. Doing full combos is a lot slower. I'm going to show how to recover from that bonk, actually. No, I'm not. Trying to get that Meow Wow balloon is pretty tight, actually, and it's a good amount of points, so you want to get it. Getting a bonk kind of threw me off cycle. Let's see what a better dive here looks like. Okay, I want to try and group up these bats, hit more than one with a single strike if you can. Gonna delay this a little bit to make sure I take out these guys. Sneak through the bottom of that. Alright. Yeah, it's tight. And I'm gonna just go ahead and play things a little safe just to make sure I can get through this. I go over dives a little more in depth in my beginner tutorial. They would be exactly the same as they are here. They don't change by difficulty or keyblade or anything. So if you want to see what a good version of this dive looks like, check that out. And maybe learn beginner. It's a fun category. We'll help you get better like movement fundamentals and whatnot. Yeah, the rest of the tutorial isn't anything super special. We're moving to second district. Josh was going to show us how to make a Komori bat. Komori Bat is also pretty easy to change disposition of. We want to see blue eyes, which we have. If you don't have blue eyes, then you will need to poke its face. No matter what disposition it has, poking its face will eventually get it to blue eyes. So that one's nice and simple. After we skip this cutscene, this is the other memento pop-up where you're going to press X through. This is not the tutorial fight. We're going to do the same thing we did as Sora. We are going to just quit out of it to skip the fight. If you manage to sneak the pause in right before the HUD pops up, then that's like frame perfect. They're close to it. And now we are in the game proper. Let's talk about the drop gauge. The drop gauge is important in this run. Most DDD speedruns, you can kind of ignore it. You're going fast enough that you're never going to have to worry about running out. In this run, there is a risk of dropping early, and as we're going to later, droplet routing is very important. If you accidentally drop somewhere, then your droplet routing will be completely out of whack. That would be a massive time waster, if not an outright run ender. So you're really going to want to keep pretty close track of that drop gauge. I pick up a handful of drop me nots throughout early game to mitigate the risk. I will naturally show you where those are. Until then, we are just moving through more or less like normal. We'll be taking a short detour from what you might expect from beginner movement once we get to the post office. We're still grabbing this, I think it's a Vibrant Fantasy up here. And into the post office. As soon as we get through this passageway here, we're going to jump off, activate a reality shift here, destroy this set of presents over here, grab what I believe is a Rampant Fantasy, and you're going to, and this is a departure from beginner. Normally we spawn in the enemies on purpose before we pop this reality shift. But we're on level 1 and we don't want experience, and we don't want to spawn enemies early that will take a long time killing. So we're going to activate this from behind actually, and just break the wall. Grab the chest real quick and get out of dodge. Then the rest of this will be more or less what you'd expect up until we get to the 4th district. Grab a spark. There's a Troubling Fancy over here. This portal here is important. I'm taking a note of the fact that I see this here. We will need to do a special portal in Traverse Town coming up after the boss. So this is important to take note of. And then one last extra thing before we leave the post office, actually, we're going to touch that save point. Just in case we need it for later. Rampant Fantasy. Grab the strike rate up here. Grab the water barrel. Okay, that I meant to land on that railing, but whatever, that's fine. Come over here, grab the balloon. Dash into the cutscene trigger here. mash through some Flick Rush tutorials. And now we get into the big shop. Make sure I have my notes up for this. Here's what you're going to sell. All these physical commands, get rid of them. You're going to sell the fire. You're going to sell the spark. You're going to sell the sleep. Sell all your potions. And you're going to sell 2 rampant fantasies and 2 vibrant fantasies. You are not selling the troubling fantasy. We actually need that. Hold on to the troubling. If you accidentally sell that, then that can be very difficult to back up. We go out of our way for an extra fantasy specifically so that we don't have to sell this. Should have 1625 money. You're gonna hit triangle, or rather a square, I know what shapes are, to go to buy. L2 times 3 vibrant figments. You need 3 vibrant figments, so here I'm gonna buy 2. Yeah, and then it'll be R2 twice, R1 up, gets you the water barrels. Hold right till you're at max. Should buy 19, getting you to 20 total. And we're gonna create a spirit. And here we want our Tamaship to also have blue eyes, actually. Ordinarily, it would be slightly optimal to not do that. But here we actually need the abilities that unlock when Tamaship is in the blue eyes disposition. So we're gonna have to deal with that, that's fine. Tamaship has yellow eyes. Okay, if Tamaship has purple eyes, then you're going to poke its body. This one has green or yellow, which I deal with by poking its feet. That's just a thing that works the best for me. You can also poke the tail. I find that it's kind of difficult to get a beat on the tail. The feet just tend to be a better target. And we're just going to do this until Tamaship gets to the blue eyes disposition. I couldn't tell you what it's called, if I'm being truthful. Mumbler, that's what it is. Now that's it, you're going to do the usual water barrel spam. Ordinarily, in like a beginner new game setting, you would want to try and use only the bare minimum of these, just because if you hit the number of points you need early and then you dip, then that's just time save. In this run, we are going to need a lot of extra link points past this point from both Meow Wow and Tamaship. So I make things simple for myself. I just pop all the water barrels right here. Just get them all out of here. After this, we are going to menu for all of our abilities much like we ordinarily would. I don't believe we're getting anything here that we wouldn't get in beginner any percent. We're looking for the same, max that magic haste, magic boost thing we would normally have. Then we'll get into Haka Monkey, which is a very difficult fight. Because we are on critical mode, most bosses, if not all of them, will have the ability to enter the desperation move at the very beginning of the fight, which is frankly rather unfortunate. In most cases, every once in a while we can use that to our advantage. But we are going to do our best to prevent Haka Monkey from DMing. Haka Monkey can only DM if he's in like the center of the arena. I have found that the best way to deal with Haka Monkey is to lure him off the roof towards the ground, like in front of the garden. I did not mean to do that. Only 3 more. And we'll see how that pans out. We do not have any defensive abilities yet. We will have a Cure on our deck, but we need 2 balloons and a blizzard to make sure we have decent damage too. So this fight is tough. Expect to die here. At least a couple times. Expect to need to practice the fight, frankly. And expect to have to guard a lot. We're grabbing the usual stuff. Since we have enough points to get all of this and the drain dive, I'm gonna do that. We're gonna want to sell that later, so that's worth grabbing. Get the usual for Thomas Sheep. Didn't hit the thing, but that's fine. And I could choose to get this ability because it's on the way to what I really need, which is support boost. It's a water screen though, so it doesn't do a whole lot for us by itself. We're going to do the same stuff for Meow Wow. Get nothing extra because we need a lot of extra link points. So I don't think you can be cheeky, grab this spark for some extra MP. You will regret it. Just get your magic boost and get out of there. And here I'm going to equip my Cure, my 2 balloons, and here I will equip EXP 0. I'm gonna hit up, left bumper up, so just to show what it looks like fast. Up, left bumper up, triangle to turn it on. And I was just gonna head into Hako Monkey. This is a weird thing about this game, is if you're holding a control stick direction as you gain control coming out of like a boss intro cutscene, or any fight intro cutscene really, then the camera will like lock behind your character's position and spin around. So I like jump in neutral and do this maneuver. Cool. Alright. That was a sick turn of events. Let's try and showcase that again. The fists that he summons shouldn't usually be a huge problem. Yeah, you can take 2 hits before you need to cure. I can get away with that. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this.
Take this. Freeze. Ha. Take this. Yeah. Take this. Ha. Freeze. Take this. Ha. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll tend to do this. Once in this phase, I don't think he can DM, though. So yeah, that's how I generally try to deal with this. And now we have a bit of a complicated setup to do. So the game's gonna take us to the world map. And then we need to make sure we have a very specific set of weather conditions set up in Traverse Town. So we're gonna wait for this to play out first. Look at all the places we can go. We are going to press triangle to check what the weather is. Hit triangle again to see what Riku will have next. And you see where it says doggish cat thing sighted. What we want to see there is pup with a pedal. If you don't see that, you're gonna drop. That portal is going to give us a spirit recipe that we desperately need. So we really want to be on the lookout for that. Pop of the pedal. Okay. So we're good now. We are going to also check... Okay, so we need to do a special portal as Sora now. I believe there are only two options you can get this early. There's Heavyweight Hulk and then there's like a Giraffe one. Heavyweight Hulk can be in either the post office or the garden. Post office is more common. And the Giraffe, Thunderaf, whatever, is in 5th District. And I believe we can also get Meow Wow, which would be on top of Flick Rush in 4th District. So since we have that guy, I'm going to check the post office first. Hit the touchpad to bring up the map, and it's there. Okay, so I'm going to menu in preparation for this. Going to equip Skull Noise, and over in my empty slot, I'm going to equip Confuse. Confuse is going to prevent these guys from hurting me, and also cause them to hurt themselves. So I'm going to activate this portal. And a note about special portals. Whenever the special portal activates, it'll lock you into an animation. You can't cancel out of it by dodge rolling or attacking using command or anything, but you can jump. So a lot of times, basically every time I'm doing a special portal for one of these runs, my first thing will be to jump before I do whatever else. You know, enter flow motion, use a command, whatever. So I'm going to jump and use Confuse. I'm going to try and bait these guys into hitting each other. Gonna try and trap them with balloons, fire off blizzards, and just try and take care of them as fast as possible. Trying to let them do some of the work.
Take this. Take this.
Okay, they're not hitting each other, which is not great.
Take this. Take this. Take this.
Okay, I don't know if that actually hit you.
Yeah. Hey, take this. Yeah. Take this. Take this.
This guy at least can't hurt me.
Yeah. Ha. Take this. Freeze. Take this. Take this. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Take this.
There we go. A little rough, but you can get good RNG. I don't think they hit each other once, which is quite unfortunate, but sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, and I took note, I got a Rampant Fantasy for clearing that. You want to see a Troubling Fantasy. If you don't, it's okay, there's a backup, but that is something you want to be paying attention to, is what kind of drop you're getting from these early game special portals. We're going to return to world map now that we've done that. And our first stop is going to be Prankster's Paradise. If you've run beginner, there isn't going to be anything terribly unusual here. We are gonna pop some balloons. We're gonna get Balloon Rev. We're gonna get a Malleable Fantasy and leave. This dive is pretty simple. One of the easier dives in the run.
Here we go. Here we go. Ha. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Here we go. Faster. Yeah. Ha.
Want to play it safe, you can use a laser spin here.
Faster! Here we go! Faster! Yeah!
I will usually just do one laser spin around here
Here we go!
on this first group of balloons after you enter the ring.
Faster!
And 99 times out of 100 that gets you enough points for the A rank. and the all-important Balloonra.
Yeah!
So the reason we did that special portal was for droplets. We need to make sure Riku gets 80 droplets when we drop to him. And that's also why we set up the Flabbermeow portal first. We need to make sure he's ready to get done everything he needs to get done. Oh, Overcast, that's a good meme. We need to make sure he can do everything he needs to do on this one cycle. And he needs Magic Cane level 2, which costs 80 droplets. So we're gonna get that taken care of. So we get that, we're gonna leave, we're gonna head to the grid. And we're grabbing a couple extra things in the grid. The dive boss will be the same as it's always been. Just double checking my notes to make sure I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, nothing to write home about here particularly. Yeah, much like any other new game run, this world is gonna be most... Overcast here too, really? Ugh. Would have been truly incredible RNG if only Riku had the Flabbermeow first. Jesus. We're gonna come here, we're gonna grab that water barrel. We are not done with water barrels by any means, no siree. Dodge roll forward to get here. We're gonna go on a little detour here. Our regular hop up to this ledge. This chest has a circle raid in it. And now we are just gonna get out of here. Alright, now we have a couple drop me knots we can grab. One is over here. This one I don't usually grab. The one I usually do grab, that's a little less out of the way, is 7 dodge rolls in this direction. That one I get. You're gonna grab Balloonra much like normal. Gonna double check to make sure we don't grab anything else. We do, that's right. This chest over here is a water barrel. Gonna want that as well. And in this room, we're gonna go all the way to the end. We're not gonna leave, we're gonna jump up here. Gonna activate a reality shift. Enemies despawned, that's good. We are looking for prize shot, the green one, yes. So, okay, we have 4, I'm counting 6, 7. We have 7 so far, that's good. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, okay. We're looking for 30 total. 16 gives us a bit of a head start, which is very good. There we go, prize shot. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6 left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 0. Okay, so that should be it. I'm gonna check the menu once we get out of here. You can only do the prize shot on each of those once. Okay, we have a little extra even. That's good. Must have gotten some from the pandas. So the way the math works out is we need 80 droplets. We get 40 from doing that special portal. No matter which one you get, you'll get 40. Once we drop, every portal you clear gives you a bonus 10 droplets. So you get 50 effectively. You get another 30, which will show up as 70 on the screen. That'll turn to 80. So we have enough. And all we need to do now is grab this lofty fantasy and get to the end of the room. I'm going to drop before I enter this door. That's just the most optimal for movement generally. And of course Riku's gonna have risky wins. That's unfortunate. Okay. That's fine. We'll work with it. And that is the end of Sora's section. I'm gonna see if I can get through Riku's Traverse Town 2. If I don't, then the video will probably cut out as soon as I give Riku a Magic Game level 2, which is just you scroll down, to fill to level 1, hit right to go to level 2, X to confirm, or you know, whatever your confirm button is, claim bonus, and then Riku will have a +2 magic. Alright, yeah, let's try to do this. We're going to change Riku's spirits. Hit options for deck commands. Let's get to here ever so slightly faster. And we play risky here, right? Let me double check what my menu is. Yep, 2 balloons, 2 balloonra. And yep, our first command up will be balloonra, which is what I want. To open this fight, I'm going to jump behind me, wall kick off the wall behind me and to my right 3 times.
Sorry. You're done.
Okay, that should have been another flow motion slam, that's fine. We now have our next wave spawning in. And we are taking care of it. And things are getting a little bit scuffed. Okay. So let's just bait out the attacking it. Okay, so you want to do 3 flow motion slams. And then that'll wipe out the initial wave of Meow Wows that you should progress to the next phase, start with your balloons, go through your balloon res, and then you're going to have to improvise past that point, I'm afraid. Alright, and... okay, that's right. So, first thing we're going to do here, before we head into back streets, is we're going to jump over to the save point here and touch it. We'll need to warp back here later. The game doesn't give us that one for free, even though it does for Sora. We're going to come over here. It's a chest with a troubling fantasy. Then you're just gonna make your way through back streets as per the usual. Touch that save point as well. Jump around the building to avoid the spawn. Do I grab this noble fantasy? Or a vibrant fantasy? Noble is later. Okay, so we do need this for money. So you're gonna just do a jump over here. Reality shift on this barrel. Grab the chest. We're just gonna make our way to the 5th district. We want to start the fight with Balloon Res. I do 3 dashes and then jump. Wait until around when Riku's below that 2nd level of scaffolding from the bottom. Okay, I remember now. We're gonna do flow motion attacks. That's right. Okay, so you want your commands to be hovered over balloons, actually. There's another drop me not you can grab at the beginning of this fight. You can see it off to the right here, so I'm gonna grab that, actually. And you're going to get on the flow motion rails, target Haka Monkey, and spam this attack until he gets stunned. Balloon, and that'll give you the reality shift. Pop a Malunra, and 2 balloons, and he should die. Yes, good. So that's the boss done. We're not quite done with Traverse Town yet. We're just gonna skip some cutscenes. And we're going to re-enter at the 1st district. And we're gonna menu immediately upon entering. As I did for Sora, we are going to equip Confuse of her empty slot. I just did R1 and then down 2. Should get you there every time. And we're going to equip Skull Noise. Do this because we want our commands to reload. Come up here, grab this chest as a rampant fantasy. Going to jump up to this rooftop. 2 flow motion slams in roughly those places. I'm going to grab those droplets. Riku will need a lot of extra droplets, so if you see extras, go for it. Can activate this portal. I'm going to start by jumping, air sliding forward, and hitting Confuse to get these pandas confused. Okay, that's very good. And then you're gonna find a Flabbermeow. I was hoping to... like I said, teleport around a lot. Okay, we're doing good damage though. Sweet. Challenge failed, we don't care. And doing that will give you the Flower Meow special, and we got a Troubling Fantasy. Okay, good. So if you get at least one Troubling Fantasy from one of these link portals, then you don't need to grab the backup that I'm about to show you. I'm going to demonstrate it, but there is a backup that you won't need to get, which is good because that's a decent time save. And yet, there's the Flower Meow recipe. Very, very good. You want to see that. That one's will happen 100% of the time. I don't know why I'm talking about that as if that's like good RNG. Like once you have the portal, as soon as you clear it, you'll get the thing. So yeah, in order to get the backup Troubling Fantasy, you're going to want to go to Flick Rush. This will take you to the 4th District. You're going to want to not hit that pole. That's time loss, actually. You're going to head over to the left side over here, and it's this chest. Has a Troubling Fantasy. That'll get you to 3, which is what you need. And then you can head back to the save point by Flick Rush and get out of here. Alright, that's where I'm gonna drop a save. Yeah, here, sure. And next we come back, we will start getting into clearing Riku's Disney Worlds. Hopefully it won't take me too long to get to that. I do have a child. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be back soon to keep tutorializing. Bye.